All right, now we got something really interesting. I'm not really sure what to expect from this. At the same time, though, it's quite clear. Boichi Sensei, who is the author for Doctor Stone, an extremely talented artist with an extremely unique style, is covering Chapter 51 of One Piece, is covering the battle between Zoro and Mihawk. Now, the use of the word covering here I'm getting from the localization provided by Viz Media, of course, but I'm really intrigued by that word usage. It's such a thrilling idea. The idea of one artist covering another artist's work. Of course, we can think of Murata Sensei remaking one's webcomic, One Punch Man, as a real famous example of this. Or you can think of something like Go Nagai's Devilman Crybaby, which has been kind of reinterpreted, or just Devilman, sorry, has been reinterpreted, including as Devilman Crybaby, as sort of covers of those stories. And it's something I'd like to see a lot more of. It's a really exciting idea. So let's see. I can't help myself. I'm gonna make a really stupid observation. All right, so Nami. So there's this thing where Nami's like growing throughout One Piece. Her breasts are getting larger, and this has been like acknowledged by Oda. People have written in a number of times, and Oda's like, well, it's just how it's happening. It's like Boichi also, no stranger to drawing fan servicey, busty characters when he wants to. Seems to be like respectful of Oda's wishes and is drawing Nami at her contemporary canonical size instead of taking the opportunity to, you know what I'm saying? It's all very stupid. Really not worth talking about at all. But it reflects, I think, a key quality of how Boichi is approaching this cover project. So let's dive in. I'm quite excited for this. What the hell? Okay, so no. No, you're not allowed to do this. Not allowed. Okay. There's been like a few times in all of One Piece that we've seen a globe. All right, and each time us One Piece nerds will like dive all over it because it's a rare hint at the actual overall geometry of One Piece. Like, of course, we know the red line runs in one direction, the Grand Line runs in the other direction, surrounded by the Calm Belt, and then these four seas all have a bunch of islands and stuff in them. But we've only ever seen like local maps. We don't have a very good sense of how everything scales and fits together. There's been some really intriguing projects where people have tried to draw a world map in One Piece based on like a whole scattering of information and stuff, and these things have been quite convincing and quite well done, but not ever actually canon. So here, Boichi drawing like a detailed globe, drawing not like a model globe or something that's within the series, but just this actual shot of the actual world of One Piece. That's unacceptable. You forgot like where are all the moons? Maybe they're just not in that shot. But the world of One Piece has multiple moons. Did you know that? I'm pretty sure it does. Wait, am I misremembering? Because throughout it, they only really show one moon, and they're actually very precise about the different phases of the moon. It's one of the few things that gives you clues as to how much time is passing between arcs in One Piece. Why do I think there's multiple moons? I'm pretty sure there's another scene where you see a globe with multiple moons. Oh, okay, all right, whatever. Let's just get into this. Okay, so here we see this is this is the same cover page they had before. I'm pretty sure. These poses, these 8 characters with Zoro's old bounty hunting buddies in the middle, and even the seagull as the E. I can remember all of this. This is so great. These chapters, these early chapters that I read first in the localized version of Shonen Jump, like the physical one, which I started buying from like the very first issue when it came out when I was like 9 years old, and I would just read them like over and over and over again. Like I didn't really have manga on the internet yet. I just hadn't considered doing that. And like there was only so much to read, and like One Piece chapters especially, I would just read them over and over and over again. So it's so ingrained in me now. Okay, and there was never that shot of the globe. And here, even doing the cover page, this is like a full cover. This is crazy. That was a little confusing the way I worded it. But yeah, this is part of the cover story arc. I'm a little confused because I didn't think this spread and this cover story page would be in the same chapter, but whatever. So yeah, this is, if you want a refresher, they're hanging out on the ocean-going restaurant Barate. It was just attacked by Don Craig's gigantic ship, which had just returned from the Grand Line. They were quite humiliated on the Grand Line because they were brought down by one man, Hawkeye Mihawk, who then follows them all the way to the East Blue out of boredom and cuts up their ship again. Zoro, of course, recognizing him immediately as the greatest swordsman in the world, the man that he's vowed to defeat, challenges him outright. I'm going to fight you right now. And here they stand on the wrecked deck of Don Craig's ship, ready to fight. Actually, sooner than I thought. I remember thinking, too. I remember when I was first reading this, I'm like, what the heck? Like, why is this happening? Like, I thought the series was going to go for years and years and years. Like, why is this happening now? And it's not that I couldn't even conceive that he would lose. I was just so shocked that they would reveal a character of such power and importance so early on in the series. But of course, in this regard, I wasn't disappointed. It's not like Mihawk ever became lesser of a character because he had this early introduction and that we got to see him in action so soon. If anything, it just heightened the legacy and legendariness of his strength. That every time we saw him since, we just still had all of these kind of memories, and we wondered, like, how much deeper does it go? The greatest swordsman in the world, Zoro the Pilot Hunter. Yeah, these lines are exactly the same. And these are exactly the same as the old Viz translation as well. So I kind of wonder how they did that. Like, I guess they deliberately made that choice. It's not like they, by coincidence, translated. Like, specifically, like, look what that dandy did to my ship. I remember Craig calls him a dandy before. And them saying, no one alive can beat our brother. Yeah. Yes, and he pulls the sword out. Oh, this is so good. Yeah, yeah. And yeah, all of this is the same. The only difference is here they show part of the globe, whereas in the original they show like a map. The bravado, if a stupid man kill you. I love this line. You're a little frog croaking in your puddle. Time you learned how big the world is. I think of that line a lot. I think of that line every time I go to like a Smash tournament. either like if I beat somebody, I think it, and if I lose somebody, I think it. I'm like either the little frog or the big world. Kiri. Oh, the shot is so cool. That he stops Zoro's legendary Onigiri demon slash with just this little paring knife. The perspective here quite different, I'm pretty sure, than in the original. And there's an added flourish of Mihawk kind of like whoosh, like whipping up the knife in response, which is cool. Before it seemed like he just kind of read where Zoro would be and just like put the knife there. But here it seems like he's actually kind of moving in response to the action. I'm not even sure which one is more badass. Somehow the superposition of both versions is just going to be even more badass to me, though. That move never fails! I just realized that Johnny, I think this one is Johnny, has a tattoo on his face that says C. Yeah, do you know that? I did it with that toy. This can't be happening. Impossible. We can't be this unequal. I'm really such a little frog. So he slashes away and he goes, such heavy-handed swordplay. I guess I'll say it on the next page. This can't be this great. Such heavy-handed swordplay. Ooh, it just felt so cool. Fending off Zoro's 3-sword attack with that toothpick. Countered by a toy. I didn't come all this way to lose. I came to win. Gee, he has some flashbacks of his childhood friend, of course. He's going through all the shonen fight procedure, but it's just not happening. The gulf between them really is that great. I don't know. Keep the promise for both of us. Such a great swordsmaster. My name will even be known in heaven. Saku and Johnny, bounty hunters. Yeah. Oh, this is so great. Just this little montage of memories is so powerful to me. Especially since, you know, we've just been kind of hanging out with Yosaku and Johnny. We just met those characters recently, and then to kind of see their origin just in one panel, you know, that's all it takes. And this awesome shot of Mihawk drives you. Why do you fight so hard when you cannot win? You're a weakling. And then they want to get into the fight, of course. But yeah, Luffy's stopping them. Luffy's stopping them from getting involved in the fight. It's a powerful scene. And I like that Usopp notices. That Usopp, you know, starts to really recognize the qualities that make Luffy the captain. Of course, they had the whole Syrup Village incident, but it's like he still doesn't quite understand, like what it means to be out here. It needs him. This is Tiger Hunt. I think it's a cool attack. But yeah. Ooh, it's so good. Oh, the dynamicism of this panel is just fantastic. The way his swords just kind of flop effortlessly, flop without any sort of impact. Not really effortlessly. He's really trying to swing, but they just. Mihawk's right. Oh, it's so cool. It's so well done. I can picture the original so vividly in my head too. This really is quite shot for shot. I thought it might be kind of expanded, there would be like additional action sequences and stuff, but I feel like on a page-by-page basis, almost everything is lining up. Which is cool. It really is like a cover to an even greater extent than like the Murata One Piece, or One Punch Man remake. I just wonder, because this is 49 pages long, so like, what's gonna happen? Oh, yes, and he won't take... I can't if I retreat even one step. Oh, I think this is different. They made this into a spread. Ooh, with Mihawk's cape fluttering into the other page. Ooh, that's good. Ooh, that's so good. Treat even one step. My vow, my ambition, everything I care about be shattered. All my dreams will be lost forever. Yes, that's defeat. That's so good. And he's like, that's defeat. Like, he's really starting to recognize that even though Zoro doesn't have the skills, he has the heart. He's like, that's defeat. It's like, I've tasted that too. I've gone through all of this too. I wasn't always the strongest. You can't retreat. It's death? I prefer death to retreat. Oh! Rather die than give up. Speak your name. Uranus. Oh, this is so good. This, I think, was also made into a spread. I think before this was just 2 separate pages, and then now they've added more. It spreads across. Ooh, look at the seagulls in the backgrounds of this shot. This shot is so cool. Oh, man. Oh, man, this is so cool. I'm so glad they did this. Oh, remember it. It's been a while since I went met so brave. Honor the swordsman code. Send you to death with this black blade, the finest in the world. And for all we've learned about swords in One Piece, for all we've learned about the different tierings and legendariness and all of that stuff, we still haven't seen anything to dispute this, that this is actually the best sword in the entire world. Like, why wouldn't it be? It's the sword that split the ship. My last chance, it's win or die, greatest in the world or death. So then he uses 3,000 worlds, his secret move. And 2 of his swords are shattered, which really does have plot implications. He has to regain those swords in future arcs through various means, which is just so cool that Oda does all this stuff like this. That the fight has that sort of significance. And then the swords shatter. Mihawk draws his blade. Zoro, even though he kind of like attacked through him, turns around and opens himself up like this. He says, and Mihawk's like, "What are you doing?" And Zoro goes, "Wounds on the back are a swordsman's shame." And Mihawk goes, "Excellent." And then Luffy shoots over and he can't take it anymore. He thinks Zoro is dying. And Mihawk is like, "Oh, you did well to stay out of his battle until now." And he's like, "Don't worry, I missed his vital organs. He'll live yet." And then he has, of course, the big scar across his chest for the rest of the series. And then Don Craig is like, hey, you still haven't settled things with me. And then Mihawk is like, I'm bored of you, and just like explodes the ship some more, and then just sails off. And then it cuts to like Zoro. He's like bleeding out, and they're like, all right, we're gonna go ahead to Fishman Island. And Luffy's like, all right, I still got to deal with Don Craig. Right? I think I remembered all of this. I think I know everything that happens in the next few chapters. All right, okay, let's see. Let's see how we did. 3,000 worlds, yeah. Oh, this is so cool. I've lost. It's over. I never foresaw this. It's the strongest in the world. I love that he still very rarely does this attack, 3,000 worlds. He doesn't just throw it around willy-nilly ever. It's still his kind of secret move. This shot, I think, surpasses the original. In the original, it's not as clear kind of like what actually happens when they do that classic swordsman, like, whoosh, who died? Here, there's a lot more like deliberate focus of action. These spreads, man, too. Like these spreads are all new. I don't think there was any spreads during this section originally. He whips around. What are you doing? Wounds on the back are a swordsman's shame. What a cool line. He goes, I think he says magnificent. Yeah, magnificent. Slashes him down. Oh yeah, and then there. This is when Sanji's like really starting to realize what a bunch of insane people have shown up at his restaurant. Why, he wonders. Still hasn't recognized heroism. The day I decided to be the greatest swordsman, I gave myself up for dead. Crazy kid, he went up against the world's best. He never had a prayer. He'd rather die than give up. It's easy. Abandon your stupid dream. I forgot about these lines. These lines are really important. Yeah, and then Luffy jumps after him. Don't be in a hurry to die anymore. Yeah. Where he like implies. This shot is hilarious. The gigantic Don Krieg cruiser in shambles, and then the Barate looks so silly. It's so flat. It's really fun that Boichi drew it like this. It's in such contrast to the dynamicism and three-dimensionalness of every other drawing in this chapter. It's very funny to me. Just look at its goofy little face. I love the Barate. What a great setting. So yeah, he jumps over. Throws kind of a lazy attack at Mihawk. Strahd has the power of the Devil Fruit. Oh, that's the first time they see that too. That's right. Young Swordsman's Kumi, you did well to let him fight his own battle to the end. Ooh, oh yeah, he talks to Luffy too. He finds out that Luffy wants to be the king of pirates, and he's like, that's even more dangerous than trying to be the greatest swordsman. That's right. He actually tries to fight Mihawk a bit here. Oh, this is more elaborate than it is in the original, I'm pretty sure. In the original, I think he just kind of, like, he misses, and he's stuck in the deck, and then Mihawk talks to him, and then the scene kind of moves along. Whereas here, he actually tries to fight a little bit. That's cool. I like that. I like this idea that Luffy, wanted him to fight his own battle to the end, but at the same time is just so enraged. Like, he can't possibly let the killer of his first mate get away. He thinks it's the killer. He doesn't really realize that Zoro's alive right now. Get away with it. Even if it's dishonorable, even if it was a fair fight, he still has to fight. This is cool. The way Boichi depicts the gum fruit powers is really exciting. Very dynamic. That three-dimensionalness. Don't worry, I left him alive. It's too soon for you to die. Yeah, the shot of Zoro coming out of the water and coughing up blood, I remember that too. It's too soon for you to die. My name is Dracul Mihawk. Discover yourself, see the world, and grow strong, Zoro. However long it may take, I shall await you at the top. Strive with your whole heart and mind to best this blade, fierce one. Yeah, oh, I love that line too. That he calls him fierce one. What an amazing way to call him. Strive to surpass me, Rorona Zoro. Oh. Yeah, so Luffy tells about his dream. It's what I'm gonna be. Not okay, but he's just alive, just unconscious. Say something. Oh, yeah. And he holds his sword up. He goes, I will never lose again till the day you're the king of pirates and I'm the greatest swordsman in the world. I will never lose again. Mmm. Oh, so good. Hear you. Sanji is just so shocked by this. It's like slowly it's cracking. His aura of indifference. If I fail to become the world's greatest swordsman, you'll be disappointed, right? Never again. Sanji's starting to realize, like, maybe there's something bigger than all of this. Maybe there's some impossible dream out there for me, too. Never again. I will never lose again. Great. Great. Oh, so great. From now on, now to the day that I beat him to become the greatest swordsman, I will never lose again. Oh, what a shot. Oh, so great. Problem that King finds. Ooh, this was so good. This was so good. Make a good team. I hope to encounter you two again someday. See, they kind of cut some stuff here, I think. Yeah, this is actually kind of funny. There's all of these like little tiny squiggly dialogues. This is when they're like, Usopp is like, all right, we're gonna go ahead to Fishman Island. We're gonna deal with that. We're gonna find Nami. Luffy, deal with this. You gotta get Sanji. We'll meet up. So for the Grand Line, Mihawk, yeah, he does. Yeah, all right, that's pretty funny. Because Boichi's like, I don't want to draw all that. That's not the important part. And then Luffy fights off. Chase those guys off. Can I stop being trailer? Oh. And then, like, the arc is really just getting started. And the fight of Luffy against the entire Don Krieg army, I think, is, like, so much fun. So many good fights. So many emotional moments. The whole thing with Gin, you know, fighting Sanji and stuff. Jin, I guess, I don't know. It's pronounced in Japanese Gin based on how it's written in English, but in English, it looks like the word Jin. So maybe in Japanese, it's actually written Jin. I don't know. But we zoom away. We zoom back out to this blasphemous globe. It does have the moon, though. I don't know. I'm getting hung up on the wrong things. What a great chapter. What an amazing experiment. This is so cool. It's such a classic chapter. It's one I hadn't read in quite a while. So the feeling of everything just being stirred up in me and remembering why One Piece is such a meaningful, powerful series to me. All the way since when I was a kid. All since I was like 9 years old. You know, for well over half my life now. Like, it's pretty cool. And then to see it with this fresh new art style. So unique. So dynamic. With so many beautiful spreads, just like big spread after big spread after big spread. I hope they do more. I hope they do a whole series of other artists drawing their favorite One Piece chapters. Wouldn't that be amazing? Don't you want to see? Oh, what would be a good one? Like Murata doing Sanji versus. What's a good Sanji fight? Mr. Tuban Clay. I think that's a good one. That would be a lot of fun. Murata does like kind of martial arts type fighting so well. Wouldn't that be amazing? I don't know. The possibilities are endless. This really shows the power of this idea of manga covers. I love it. I love it. All right, let's hopefully look forward to more. I hope they continue doing this experiment. I had heard about this. It was described as like a spin-off. They said it was a Zoro-focused spin-off, but I think this is just the Western anime journalism not really thinking about what things mean or reading them in any sort of depth. So I was like, spin-off. I don't know about that. And then I saw that it was by Boichi. The art was going to be by Boichi, and I was like, well, okay, it'll be good at least. Like I don't know if I like that it's happening, but it'll be good. I like One Piece as like a cohesive single product. And I mean, I know there's kind of exceptions to that already because there's like some of the movies are somewhat canon, and there's like the Strong World had that prequel chapter drawn by Oda that had like a special release, and it's canon, but it's not like part of any volume. And you know, but I like for the most part for it to stay as pure and singular as possible. So yeah, yeah, this is so cool. All right, that's all I got to say about it, I think. But yeah, yeah. When I found out that it was a cover, when I found out that it was just Boichi redrawing, presumably his favorite chapter, I was so down. All right, let's yeah. All right, bye bye.